I'm joined by Zane Littlejohn, one of our development coaches for the NEAFL. Zane, tough trip down to Blacktown on the weekend?
Yeah, very tough. Always tough against the Swans, regardless of where you play them at. But obviously the day didn't go our way. We played some okay footy across the day, but as we know, against the Sydney Swans, who are a familiar outfit, a really good football club, you have to play 4 quarters. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that.
You said our ball use was just not up to scratch on the afternoon?
Yeah, look, we had more of the footy, more inside 50s, but again, our ball use, we probably did not so much not up to scratch, we just weren't smart with how we did it. Our forwards and our mids probably didn't work hard enough to get out and create, which allow our ball movement to be smarter. So that was probably the thing, one of the main things that let us down on the day. Obviously, one, we didn't win the footy enough inside with our contested footy, so those things put together make it very hard to win.
A positive note was Liam Dawson's performance in the back line, 31 disposals.
Yeah, really positive, and probably the most positive thing off the back of that was his game the week before, where he wasn't overly happy with his performance and his ability to bounce back and perform really well. And the other thing, it was recognised from his teammates today, and how he's bounced back from a poor game to playing really well. To have 30 odd across half back, and I think it was 12 or so intercept possessions, and that's a really elite game from a defender.
What had been the feedback from the coaches for him to get to this level on the weekend?
Yeah, it's probably more just keeping things simple for Liam, and I think we noticed that on the weekend. He went for his marks, he gave first option and won the footy, and when he's doing those things, Liam's a very handy player in our back half or even forward half if he has to play there as well.
So we've got the Southport Sharks this weekend, a bit of a tough opposition, a few Lions players in the list.
Yeah, they're flying at the moment. You go to NT and win is a great effort, and I think they're on top of the NEAFL ladder at the moment. They've played some really good footy across the whole year. Only lost the sort of 3 games, so it's going to be a real challenge for our group. Down at Southport on a really big oval, which is if we're not willing to work hard, it's going to be very hard with our ball moving again. So it's going to be a great opportunity for our guys to try and bounce back and play the footy that we want to be known for, and play the footy that they want to be known for as individuals.
In positive news, it'll be Sam Skinner's and Toby Wooler's 3rd game back. How are they travelling after such a long stint on the sidelines?
Yeah, both are really starting to find their feet. We started to see Sammy really go for his marks on the weekend and take a few contested mocks, which is fantastic. We started to see Toby, get out and create a bit more. We moved into a wing in the last quarter, and I thought he showed us some real promise there. So we've probably found another area of the ground that we knew he could play through the middle, but probably didn't expect in his 2nd game that he could go and do that role. So he spent some time there. So both have shown some real promise. It's now about them just finding that consistency in performance, which I think the more they play, the more we'll see that.
And Roe Buick also was another one that came back from the injury list on the weekend and kicked a couple of goals.
Yeah, Roe was probably one of our top 3 players, to be honest. Not based off the possessions, but his work rate. We spoke about our work rate wasn't great across the day, but he was one who could hold his head really high, who worked hard over the 4 quarters. His GPS data shows that. And off the back of that, he got the football and managed to hit the scoreboard as well. So it's not rocket science out there. If you work hard and you're willing to do the really simple things well, you get rewarded.
Great. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Zane, and all the best against the Southport Sharks this weekend.
Thanks, Jess.